Welcome to another video. And this video, we're gonna get the car ready to go to the track. It is 6:45. I wanna go home, but I gotta fix the car, so track prep. Let's get started. So dirty. I haven't touched this car since the last track day. And the last track day, you guys saw in the other video that it was still having issues. So I have till this weekend to figure out what's wrong with it. Because on Sunday is the tailgated track event. For those of you guys that want to step your foot into the world of track and high performance racing, tailgated track is the perfect event for you. So there's the engine, and it's very dirty. Look at that. This video is gonna be a little different. Basically, I'm gonna do a couple things to the car that I'm hoping are gonna fix the issue. So the first thing we're gonna do is check the valve lash and possibly do a valve adjustment. Some of you guys on the comment section of the last video told me to check that out, so thank you guys. I'm gonna check that out. And then also someone told me about the grounds, but the grounds are good. I'll double check them to make sure they're tight, but the grounds should be good. And then also, what else? Oh, the map sensor. Unfortunately, this is it's a generic, just OEM replacement map sensor. I bought another one. Unfortunately, it's also a generic one. I didn't get a chance to get an Acuity one or something. I don't know if there's a different brand you guys recommend. If you don't mind letting me know in the comment section. I'm gonna do an oil change, and I need to get the valve adjustment done tonight because tomorrow I'm gonna take the car back to Eric and then run it on the dyno and see if he can basically try to replicate the issue. So if he cannot, then that means that whatever we did worked, and that is hopefully what happens. Probably clean up the engine a little bit. The engine bay is very dirty. What else? I think that's it. The tires are still okay. I haven't even really used them that hard because I've been having issues with the car. So I need to bolt down the chair. So this is not bolted down. So for you guys that want a ride along, I want to have the chair installed so that I can give ride-alongs. But yeah, this video will be hopefully fixing the issue, but I also want to take you guys through show you guys what the process is, I guess, of going to the track. So what needs to be done besides the issues that we're trying to do, what we need to pack, basically, I don't know, I guess blog style of going to the track. So yeah, let's get started. So to do the valve adjustment, we do need to remove this tire because we need to access the crank. Well, it's the crank bolt to be specifically, so it's that bolt that's right there. We need to turn it, and I will show you right now why we need to turn it. But yeah, we just need to take off this tire. Since we're here, part of the I guess track prep procedure would be to check your brakes. So if you plan to go to to take your car to the track, you probably want to make sure that yeah, there's no loose suspension parts. Make sure that nothing is caught. Part of what I would recommend as a track inspection is to lift up your car and basically shake the tire. You know, give it a little a little shimmy, so you can grab it from each side, one hand here and one hand here, and just move it like this or like this to see if there's no obvious play. That way you can see if like you have bad tie rods, if your bushings are bad wheel bearings, broken suspension bushings, you know, stuff like that. So for my car, for instance, my upper control arms, check these bolts, make sure they're tight. These right here, just give them a once over, make sure that nothing looks out of the ordinary. Make sure like my brake line, make sure that's in a good position, make sure nothing looks, you know, out of the ordinary. So like check this bolt, make sure those are kind of torqued. It's better to check now and take your time than to find out at the track when your tie rod separates or something. So ball joint too, make sure like your ball joints are good. You'll probably see if a ball joint is bad when you kind of move it around and such. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Every car is gonna be a little different, but still gonna be pretty close. But yeah, let's continue. So now that we got the wheel off, the next step is gonna take the valve cover off. Some of you guys might have a strut bar, some of you guys might not, but it looks like my strut bar is very close to my valve cover. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to take off my strut bar. So we got 2 bolts there, 2 bolts on the other side. My external reservoirs are attached to it, but I think I can just pull this off and move it up to the side. For K series, usually you'll have like a cover here, you'll have a cover here. You might have like your throttle, what's it called, throttle cable, or your, I think, power steering lines go through here. So lucky for me, none of that is in the way. So I just gotta take this off and then take off my coil packs, move my rye wire harness out of the way, and then I think that's it. So it's pretty straightforward. So. Let's take off the dipstick. Let's take off the harness. Start with this around. Okay, harness is out of the way. Alright, just the valve cover is left. These are in the way. Tap. Should come out. God, I love the smell of E85. It smells so good. Alright, so I got the valve cover off. I guess what you want to look at is any obvious like scratches or any kind of anything weird on the camshafts, the cam lobes themselves. So far everything looks very nice. Well, there's no scratches or anything, so I think it should be fine. These are Drag Cartel 2.2 endurance cams, and then these need to be run with their Super Tech springs. I don't know exactly what the specs are on it, but when you buy them, they come bundled up together. So the oil looks good. I don't see any like metal. Don't want to see metal shavings at all. So but basically the way we're gonna do this, so we have an arrow here, and what we want to do is point the arrow up. Once it's up, we're gonna have a notch here and a notch that's down there. Those are gonna line up, and that's basically gonna be like your top dead center. And then that's where you want to start checking the valve lash. So I believe, I'll double check, but on the intake side, I believe is 0.09 intake and 0.11 exhaust. So the way we're gonna do it is we're gonna check these first, and then these, and then after that we're gonna turn it 90 degrees, and then we're gonna go to these, and then 90 degrees, then to these, and then to these at the end. So cool. So I wasn't feeling too confident on the values, so I decided to just do some homework and just check real quick. And these are the specs. I don't know if you can see that, but it should be, the intake is 0.008 to 0.010 inches, and I have a 0.008. I don't know if you can see that. No, of course you can't see that. Why could you be able to see that? Well, it's a 0.008, and I actually have them marked intake and exhaust from the last time I did it. So yeah, I'm glad I marked them. The exhaust one is 0.010 to 0.011. So cool, I got them. And then basically, yeah, align the top dead center marks pretty much like I said. And then we're going to, come on, there we go. Gives you the torque specs. So basically it says rotate the crank 180 degrees, or the camshaft pulley will be rotated 90 degrees. And then you go to number 3, and then you go to number 4, and then you go to number 2. So cool, that's pretty much it. So let's start with the first one. Intake one. Move this out a little bit. Oh, can't even get the intake one in. Wait. Oh, gotta rotate it first. This is where we go down here. We got the intake one. Wow. So tight. Wow, they're so tight. It's crazy. I don't remember leaving them this tight at all. What about the exhaust ones? Very tight. Very tight. Oh, okay. So go ahead and fix that. I think that's a 10. Yeah, it is a 10. So let's do some. Alright. There's actually a tool for this, but I don't have it. But it says you should feel like just the slightest drag. But that feels good. So let's give it little tug. These should be torqued. Don't do what I'm doing, because I don't have a torque. Well, I do, but it's lazy to get it. Well, that one's good. And this one is completely, like, you can't even get the gauge under it. It's crazy. Well, let's go through all of them, and we'll get back when we're all done. Well, so far I've checked one, and all of them were tight. I couldn't even get the feeler gauge to slide in. So now we have good clearance. The gauge goes in, very slight resistance. I don't think you can even see that, but just ever so slight resistance, but not too much either. Yeah, I couldn't even get these in. This is a 0.008 inch, and yeah. So wow. I used these exact same ones when I did it the first time. So I don't know, if you're putting new cams, I definitely recommend, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, a week after you drive it or something, do it, check it, because I do remember the car driving good the first track day at Laguna, and I don't know, man, I don't know why it would get tighter. The nuts were tight, so they didn't get loose. So yeah, if you guys know why it would get tighter, let me know. Yeah, I'm genuinely curious. But yeah, let me check the rest of them. I mean, if that one is like this, then I mean, shit, no wonder I'm like having issues at the track. I figured if like the car gets more hot, then parts expand, and like maybe the valves aren't even closing. I guess that's how it would work. So I mean, if I'm over here having misfiring issues, then I mean, here it is. So I'm hoping, cross my fingers, that that's the problem. But let's do the other three, and then I'll report back. I finished the valve adjustment, and they were really tight. So that's concerning, because they were adjusted with these exact feeler gauges that I had marked from last time. I guess not concerning, but I guess if you were to install new cams, whatever you feeler gauge it at, it might not be the same after driving it a while. So I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I'm still learning every day, but if you install new cams, I would recommend after this is to check the valve lash pretty soon after, I guess. I would say just break them in a little bit, and then after maybe, I don't know, a couple weeks of driving it, maybe less, I would say. So, but yeah, I double checked it, triple checked it. The feeler gauges are now going in nice and smooth with very little friction. So that's kind of what you're looking for. You don't want it to be basically too tight, but not too loose either. So that was the biggest thing, really, is the valve lash as far as doing anything to the car. Yeah, so valve lash done, but I need to put the valve cover and put a little bit of RTV on the corners of the valve cover gasket, put all that back together. I think that's it for the car. Then tomorrow morning I'm gonna get it loaded up on the trailer. It is Saturday. It is 5 p.m. We're out of work. Some things have happened. Not bad things, but haven't been able to record because we've been really busy. But good things. First, Eric, he did a really great job on the car. He figured out a bunch of issues that I didn't even know were happening. I guess I had the wrong throttle position sensor, so that was fixed. Also, my valve lash was not good, so we adjusted that and then fixed that, and before we took it to Eric. So now we're here. The car is loaded up. We're gonna head out right in a little bit. I gotta go get E85 still. The tank is about full right now, but I want to take an extra 5 gallons just in case. So yeah, I'm just gonna go over some of the things that I get or we take to the track. Some of these are not as important as others. We'll start off with like what you would need to take as like just required, like you should take it no matter what. Definitely buy yourself a toolkit. This is a Blue Power. It's from Cornwell, but it's got like a lot of tools that, just in case anything happens, you know, you'll get yourself out of a jam. So just your basic assortment of tools, you know, just in case anything really. You have not just your hands, but you have tools. So it doesn't have to be that fancy. You go to Harbor Freight and get something that it'll all work. So definitely get yourself one of these. Also get yourself a way to check the air pressures. Your tires will get hot over there, so you don't want them to be too hot. So it's always nice to check the air after a session just to see where you're at. And then coolant, some extra oil. We got like brake fluid. Just I don't know, just in case. I think that's like the bare minimum. Now things that you don't really need, but I have a jack, so I use a Daytona aluminum jack. This one's nice and light, so it's not hard to move around. I have a Milwaukee compressor. You know, when I lower the air on the tires after the track, you can always air up, but I haven't used it. Actually, only everyone else uses my compressor. I don't even use it, so because I do trailer it, and I don't need to check it when I go back. I have this. It's a track comm, so like if we go on a ride along, or if you want me to go ride with you, I can actually talk to you through the helmets. So this is pretty cool. This probably would be in the first list. It's a breaker bar with the I use a 17 millimeter lug nuts on my car, so just to be able to take the cars off. Don't forget your helmet. This is actually the first thing. Your helmet. Depending on the track organizer, you can sometimes rent them. I have my own. I got a Garmin, so I use a Garmin Garmin Catalyst. I use a Garmin Catalyst to track my times. It records. I can watch the footage after, learn, and use that. It's a really good way to just learn and review your cornerings and how you're taking the track, and you can show it to people. And yeah, what else? Got some towels. I got a first aid kit, and I got a tire repair kit. So if you ever get a nail going to the track, that would really suck. So if I'm at the track and you get a nail, come by and I'll patch it, or put a plug in it so you keep racing. So they'll hold fine. And that's pretty much it. So let me get loaded up, and then yeah, that's pretty much as far as I guess you would call it track prep or track equipment that you would need to take for the track. That's about it. So cool, let's head out. We're here. We're at Tollgated Track, streets counterclockwise. The car is running good, I hope. It is 7:30. The driver's meeting is going on right now, so we're a little late. I think we fixed the issue. I hope we fixed the issue. I'm optimistic. I'm hopeful. It's PB weather. It's cold, but it should warm up in a little bit. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So yeah, let's go out there. We just finished second session. I'm still having the issue a little bit, but it's a lot less. Eric over at Eric's Racing, he put in hours trying to figure out what it was. Unfortunately, he couldn't replicate it on the dyno. The car actually ran fine on the dyno. What he did was he lent me his AM ECU and he put my tune in it to see if it would still do it on his ECU pretty much. So using mine, unfortunately, it was still doing it. We put his in, and it actually runs a lot better. I can still feel it a little bit, but at this point, I don't think it's a tuning issue. I think it's just maybe I'm leaning towards the exhaust because the time that it did work good at Laguna Seca, I had an exhaust, like an actual catback exhaust. So right now it's straight pipe. So I don't know if maybe it's the custom exhaust that I have that it's not like perfect 3-inch all the way back. I know there's a couple of parts where it's like smaller than others. So I'm pretty sure that it's on me at this point. But the car runs actually a lot better. I'm just gonna send it and keep pushing it and keep trying to maybe PB. So far I'm at a 123.0. Yeah, we're slowly getting a little bit faster. I'm getting more comfortable with the car. At this point, I'm just gonna ignore that super minor stutter because it's very minor at this point. So I'm gonna call it a win for today. I'm gonna call it as issue semi-resolved. So yeah, I'm gonna let the car cool down for a bit, go hang out, say hi to a couple of friends, and go back out.